A red and white KFC bucket drops on the table like a headline. Steam curls up. Golden crust crackles. And someone whispers the inevitable. It's finger-lickin' good. But fried chicken wasn't always grab and go. Back in the 1930s, at a gas station in Corbin, Kentucky, Harlan Sanders served chicken that took 30 minutes. Delicious, just not fast. Then he hacks a pressure cooker, slicing cook time to about 10 minutes. Cue the origin story of fast food fried chicken. Add a secret playlist of 11 herbs and spices, a crisp brand look, and that iconic bucket. And suddenly the Colonel's kitchen becomes a global stage. Today, we're going inside the bucket. Farms to factories, all the way to the 7 and 7 breading ritual. We're decoding how one recipe road-tripped from a roadside cafe to worldwide comfort food status. Ready? Roll credits. And pass the napkins. Before KFC, fried chicken wasn't a grab-and-go lunch in a bucket. It was a slow, sit-down meal, cooked at home, or ordered at a diner if you had time to wait. That all changed, thanks to a man named Harlan Sanders. In the 1930s, Sanders ran a small gas station in Corbin, Kentucky. Hungry travelers stopped for fuel, and he thought, why not feed them too? At first, his fried chicken was tasty, but slow. About 30 minutes per order. Imagine waiting half an hour in today's drive-through culture. Not exactly fast. So Sanders experimented. Instead of a cast-iron skillet, he hacked a pressure cooker to fried chicken. Cook time dropped to around 10 minutes. Fast enough for road trippers and revolutionary for the era. Word spread. Soon, the Sanders Cafe opened, and the chicken became the star. By 1952, he teamed up with restaurateur Pete Harmon to open the first official Kentucky Fried Chicken. Harmon introduced the bucket, and the slogan, "It's finger-lickin' good." From there, Sanders wasn't just a cook, he was a franchise pioneer. The Colonel didn't invent fried chicken, but he made it portable, fast, and scalable. And by doing that, he planted the seed for an entire industry of fast food fried chicken. If there's one thing more legendary than Colonel Sanders himself, it's the recipe. The original recipe trademark, that mysterious blend of 11 herbs and spices, is food folklore at this point. Here's how secret it really is. The handwritten recipe sits locked inside KFC's headquarters in Louisville, Kentucky. And to keep any one company from cracking the code, production is split in half. One spice company makes part A, another makes part B, and a third facility blends them before shipping worldwide. Basically, the Avengers of seasoning. Even KFC employees don't know the full formula. They see pre-mixed flour bags arrive at the store, nothing more. And sure, countless bloggers and copycat chefs say they've nailed it, but nothing hits quite the same. The blend starts with the basics: flour, salt, milk powder, egg powder, then the mystery squad of herbs and spices layered in. That balance is what gives KFC its signature bite. Crispy outside, juicy inside, and seasoned in a way that sticks in your brain. And here's the fun part. The secrecy is just as valuable as the taste. By locking the recipe down tighter than your phone's passcode, KFC turned simple chicken into a cultural obsession. The mystique is the marketing. Think about it. Other fried chicken spots have recipes too. But do you know them? Probably not. Before your chicken ever meets those 11 herbs and spices, it starts on the farm. And this part of the journey? Massive. KFC sources poultry from giants like Tyson Foods and Pilgrim's Pride, the only scale that can keep up with America's chicken obsession. Baby chicks begin at hatcheries, then move into climate-controlled broiler houses. Not dusty barnyards. Think high-tech gyms for chickens. Fresh bedding, auto feeders, clean water, and space to build strong legs. Their diet is a cereal-style blend, fueled to reach market weight in about 6 weeks. And no, US law doesn't allow hormones or steroids in poultry, so that's not in the feed. Once birds hit 6 to 7 pounds, things move fast. Gentle harvesters scoop them in low light to keep stress down. Trucks roll to nearby processing plants. Short trips mean more tender meat. Precision takes over, alongside USDA standards. First stop, a CO2 chamber to humanely put birds to sleep. Then shackles, a quick blade, and controlled draining. Next, a warm scald loosens feathers, and machines with rubber fingers pluck them clean, like an automated spa day, minus the relaxation. Robotic tools remove organs, trim feet, and prep the meat for chilling. USDA rules require a rapid cool down, often air-chilled around 38 degrees Fahrenheit, to lock in flavor and firm the texture for perfect cuts. Then portioning. Wings, thighs, drumsticks, breasts, separated with surgical precision. For sandwiches, giant breasts are skinned, deboned, and sliced into tidy fillets. Everything's sealed, packed, and staged in refrigerated warehouses, some spanning 40,000 square feet. From there, millions of chickens a week head to KFC kitchens across the US. So the next time you bite into that crispy leg, remember? Before it hit the fryer, it traveled through one of the most high-tech food supply chains on Earth. Also, your chicken can arrive hot, juicy, and ready for those 11 herbs and spices. Now that the chicken has survived farms, factories, and warehouses, it's time for the grand finale, the KFC kitchen. This is where science meets ritual. Part food lab, part TikTok dance routine. First up, the flour mix. Not just flour. Flour plus dried milk, egg powder, salt, and that mysterious 11 herb and spice playlist no one else has on shuffle. Workers don't freestyle. They follow choreography. Pre-game shower, pieces dip into a cold water bath. Then the legendary 7 and 7, 7 scoop and fold, 7 lift and folds. Basically, CrossFit for drumsticks. The goal is consistency. Kentucky, London, Mumbai, dressed exactly the same way. Coated pieces drop into a rocker basket. It gets shaken exactly 7 times. Not 6, not 8. 7. Think of it like a cheat code. Miss a step and the boss fight, a crispy chicken won't unlock. Now the game changer, the pressure fryer. Colonel Sanders' upgrade before iPhones were even a thing. Steam stays trapped, cooking at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Result? Juicy, tender meat with a crisp that snaps louder than a notification, and it's done in about 10 minutes. Filets get an extra flex, double dipped. Coat, water dunk, second coat. 2 winter jackets for maximum crunch armor. After frying, they slide onto toasted brioche buns. Mayo, pickles, drop complete. KFC doesn't fry and forget. Hot holding units keep chicken cozy at 165 degrees Fahrenheit for up to 90 minutes. Finally, everything lands in the red and white bucket. Not just a container, engineered branding. Vented lids let steam escape so the breading stays crunchy, while the sides trap just enough heat. Part food science, part merch drop. So when you crack open that bucket, you're not just getting chicken. You're biting into decades of choreography, engineering, and branding wizardry, wrapped in a ritual that's equal parts science experiment and comfort food magic. Opening beat. If the red and white bucket is the KFC album, then the original recipe is the #1 single. But like any pop star, KFC knows you can't live off one hit forever. You need remixes, collabs, and bonus tracks. Menu variations. That's why the menu spun off into dozens of variants. Want lighter bites? Popcorn chicken, snackable nuggets you can eat like movie popcorn. Craving heat? Nashville Hot, a spicy remix that hits harder than a Red Bull during finals week. In some countries, it's the Zinger Burger, a crunchy, spicy legend with its own fan base. Global flex. What's wild is how KFC flexes worldwide. In Japan, buckets show up at Christmas like Mariah Carey on the radio. In India, there's the rice bowls, crispy chicken over masala rice. Across Asia, you'll even find KFC egg tarts, dessert from a fried chicken chain. Somewhere, Colonel Sanders is probably raising an eyebrow, but nodding in approval. Mashups and limited drops. And let's not forget the mashups, the double down, where bread is swapped for 2 fried chicken fillets. Basically a Jim Bro's dream cheat meal. Or the limited edition flavors that pop in and out like TikTok trends. Spicy, cheesy, even plant-based experiments. Final beat. The truth is, KFC's menu is like a Spotify playlist on shuffle. One core sound, endless variations. No matter where you go, you'll always hear the same chorus of fried chicken, but the verses change with local flavor. That's how the brand stays fresh, balancing nostalgia with novelty, giving you the comfort of the bucket and the excitement of what's next. Cultural reset. Here's the wild part. KFC didn't just sell fried chicken, it reshaped culture. Think about it. The Colonel turned a pressure cooker hack into a global fast food empire. And that red and white bucket? As recognizable as the golden arches or the swoosh. You don't even need the name, just the stripes. And you know exactly what's inside. Blueprint for fast food. The franchise model Colonel Sanders pushed became a blueprint worldwide. Without him, would we have Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, or those late-night chicken joints on delivery apps? Maybe not. The sticky slogan and the slogan. It's finger-lickin' good. Simple, a little cheeky. So sticky it's basically the food version of a meme. Even people who don't eat KFC can quote it. Global chameleon. Globally, KFC is a cultural chameleon. In Japan, it's Christmas dinner. Families pre-order buckets weeks in advance like a console drop. In Canada, it's comfort food canon, memes, ads, midnight cravings. In the US, it's a guilty pleasure staple. Equal parts nostalgia and convenience. Colonel Goes Pop, KFC even leaned into internet humor, turning Colonel Sanders into a pop culture character. Dating Sims, memes, over-the-top commercials. It's like your grandpa becoming a TikTok influencer. And somehow, it works. Final beat. End of the day, KFC isn't just food. It's shorthand for indulgence, comfort, and global pop culture. The Colonel didn't just fry chicken, he fried up a cultural reset. Finale. From gas station to global. So, what started with one man, one pressure cooker, and a recipe scribbled on paper became a global comfort food empire. Every time you open that striped bucket, you're not just eating chicken. You're tapping into nearly a century of innovation, hustle, and storytelling. From farms raising millions of broilers, to high-tech factories portioning cuts with robotic precision, to the kitchen ritual of 7 and 7 breading, all of it leads to that single bite. The bite, and that bite, crunchy enough to break through your AirPods noise canceling, juicy enough to make you forget your diet app, and seasoned with just enough mystery to keep you guessing. Beyond fast food. KFC isn't just fast food, it's a cultural artifact, a pop culture meme, a comfort ritual that crossed borders and generations. The Colonel didn't just change how we eat chicken, he changed how we think about food on the go. Without him, maybe fast food fried chicken wouldn't even be a thing. Closing beat. So the next time you're sitting there with greasy fingers and an empty bucket, remember, you're part of a story that started almost 100 years ago in a tiny Kentucky gas station. Gentle smile. And honestly, after all this history, all this hype, and all these copycats, it's still exactly what the Colonel promised from the start. It's finger-lickin' good.